Welcome to PTI. I'm your host, Elise Williams, with my co-host, Grant Mario Kart, and Langston Baller. Today we will be discussing two topics. First one, what team is projected, in your opinion, to win the next Super Bowl?
Okay, starting off.
Starts off here?
Yeah, I'll start off.
Here.
I gotta go with the obvious choice, the Los Angeles Rams. Not only did they win last year's Super Bowl, proving that they had the best team, but they also added Bobby Wagner, and they kept the majority of the players they needed to win that second Super Bowl. They didn't get Von Miller, but that doesn't really matter because they replaced him with someone who you could say is just as good, and they're easily the favorites to win the next Super Bowl.
No, I think that is literally the worst team you could have said. My team is definitely the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert is improving, and there's nothing to be said there. Justin Herbert's improving, and the Chargers are going to win it this year because Herbert is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. And that's it. Period.
You said the Chargers because of their quarterback, but
Exactly.
that's all that they have? They don't have anything else?
Well, you have Austin Eckler, and Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he won it. He was the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, enough said.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So you said the Rams, right? So you said they got Bobby Wagner, who's regressing. He's gonna die soon. You said that they have all these additions, but it doesn't really make sense to me because just because they got all these additions, that doesn't mean that they're gonna be back. It's the hardest thing to do is win a Super Bowl, and it's even harder to win back to back. Do you think Matthew Stafford has that potential to actually win back to back? Because I don't think he does.
I think he does. With the team around him, the wide receiving core, Cooper Kupp had one of the greatest seasons last year a wide receiver has had, and I think they have all the pieces around Matthew Stafford that they need to repeat. They've got a great offensive line. Aaron Donald is probably the best player in the NFL right now, and he's just so dominant. They've got a great defense around Aaron Donald, and Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner, he said is regressing, but he's still so good that I don't think it's really going to matter that much.
Yeah.
They just have so many pieces and so much depth that they're easily going to win this Super Bowl.
Are you worried about losing Odell and Robert Woods? Because now you don't really have the deepest wide receiver core for Matthew Stafford, like you said.
I don't think it's going to matter that much. Sure, it would improve our chances of winning, but we've got so many pieces that even if they're gone, it might be a little harder to get there, but I think we're still going to win easily.
All right. Okay.
Any more rebuttals?
I think that's it.
Question 2.
Okay, yeah. Question 2.
The MLB trading has been off the charts lately. What do you think was the best trade to benefit a team?
Okay, this is going to be, can I go first on this one? You're going to be really surprised about this one, but my take, I'm going to go with this. The Washington Nationals actually benefited the most out of this trade deadline. They got rid of Juan Soto, who they're going to have to pay. They got rid of Josh Bell. He's getting older. He's having a good year, but he's getting older, and that's not what they want to do. And they got a load of prospects. That's like the best thing. It's the best package they could have gotten. They got a load of prospects, and they also got Luke Voigt, who's going to be pretty good for the next few years. So Washington Nationals are my trade deadline winners.
My trade deadline winners, it might not seem like a big trade, but the Yankees getting rid of Joey Gallo is just a great move. He's been so poor this season in terms of batting and efficiency. He really just has not been up to par, and he really has not been playing great at all. So getting rid of him and getting a prospect back is just such a good deal for them.
No, I see Joey Gallo as a piece that actually could. He's a left-handed batter. You got that short porch in Yankee Stadium. I honestly think that getting rid of Joey Gallo was the worst mistake they could have made.
Yeah.
And the prospect they got back, that's not enough. I feel like they should have waited to the off season and try to do something with him then, because they could have gotten more out of him.
Him being left-handed could be an advantage if he could hit the ball. But
Yeah. Well,
can't.
Yeah, but they can work on that, and I feel like that's his best spot. His best fit is being with the Yankees right there.
Okay, your trades.
Yeah,
The
Nationals.
Nationals getting rid of Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Right now, they are dead last in the power rankings on everything.
Okay, that doesn't matter. I mean, the Nationals are built for the future. Being last right now has no impact on what they're going to be in
It's not
5
their
or 6
turn.
years.
Well,
Okay.
they don't have their best player, and they also got rid of Josh Bell, and so I don't really think they have anyone who will be able to take the lead and the reins of the team and lead them to anywhere, basically.
Yeah, well, kind of. That's where we right where we want to be, because if we're really bad for 3 or 4 years, I mean that's 3 or 4 first overall picks that you can turn into stars and everything. So not winning now is great. Also, we have free agency at the end of the year, and maybe they'll try to pick up maybe a core player like they might try to go for Xander Bogaerts for shortstop if they're going to try to compete in the next few years. But honestly, they can not be very good for a few years, and without first overall picks, that's what they want.
You know who's going to do great in free agency? The Yankees. Now that they don't have Gallo's salary, and they're already the biggest. They have the most money out of any team. They're just going to be so much better than the Nationals for I think ever.
No, just pitching wise, they cannot do it. They just can't. They have the talent. They just can't do it. At the end of the day, it's like the Nets. They have the talent there, just can't do it.
I would have to disagree. I think your Nationals are going to be the worst team in baseball for quite a few
No, that's
years.
good. We want to be the worst team in baseball, but for like 5 or 6 years. But at the end of the day, in like 7 years, we could go on a huge dynasty and win like 3 straight, or we could be on a huge roll, and then we could be like the Yankees. This is actually a great reset for the Nationals, because now they can have a new ownership, and they can come in and we can have like more money and have more benefit during free agency, and we can have a higher payroll and everything like that. So I think it's a much needed reset for the Nationals, who are not going anywhere. I mean, you gotta be honest, Juan Soto and Josh Bell weren't going to get the job done.
Well, you know who's not going to get the job done? Just a role player like Xander Bogaerts. I don't think he's winning a title championship anytime soon. Just hate to break it to you.
Yeah,
Don't think anyone wants to go to the Nationals.
Why would you want to go? Can you explain to me why the Nationals would get players that wouldn't just go on free agency?
Well,
Because you will be bad in the next couple of years.
okay, yeah. So, my point about Xander Bogaerts was kind of they're probably not going to get Xander Bogaerts, but I'm saying like a Xander Bogaerts type player in like 3 or 4 years who's going to hit free agency. When they have all those rookies, they can piece it up in free agency and get a veteran player, because like you can think about it, the Mariners this offseason, they're going to be a really, really high, like a lot of free agents are going to want to go to the Mariners because they know, okay, they're a really young team and they have a dynasty building here. That's what the Nationals are going to be in like 4 or 5 years. I mean, the Mariners did it. They had a great rebuild. They sold Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano and all those guys, and that it's kind of like the Nationals right now. Perfect time for a reset. And in 4 or 5 years, free agents are going to want to go there because they're going to be a great young team, and they're just looking for some veterans that can piece them up and make them World Series contenders.
I'm just saying, I think the Yankees can win in 4 or 5 years without a big reset. And I think more people are going to want to go to a team with as much history and a great city as like the Yankees, rather than going to the Nationals, who have been bottom of the barrel for quite a while now, ever since Bryce Harper left.
Just last thing, I don't think that a team with 30-plus players and like no young players can win the championship, but who knows? I guess we'll see.
Okay, my son.
Thank you for joining us on PTI from ESPN headquarters. Goodbye and good night.